instance of Fusion, and we've allocated ourselves some responsibilities. So we've got some roles added into a user, and the roles that were added for this particular user here, Upcart Hackart, was General Accountant and General Accounting Manager. So when we go to the main menu, General Accounting, and then go to Journals, for example, to enter journals, so we want to go to that particular menu. So let that try to open up now. We get this can change data set and data set access. So the issue here is, yes, you've got the right roles, but you don't have the data access. And we see that when we prove this point by going into tools and going into Security Console and having a look at this user. What we will see is in a moment that for this particular user, and so look at it by first name and bring back the user, we can see that if we drill down on that user, we'll see the roles associated to them. So we're in the G's for General Ledger, just come down a little bit. So we can see, yeah, I've got General Accountant and I've got General Accounting Manager. Well, then why couldn't I access the General Ledger front-end screen? What was the issue with the data access set? So, and that reminds us that there are two things to do. One is, yes, grant roles to your user, but don't forget the data access as well. So it's a very common mistake. So this is just to rectify that yes, by all means give people roles, but make sure they get the right data access. So how do we apply the right data access? I'll just duplicate this tab to open up another session so we can reconcile between the two if we need to. So coming back into the same instance. So this is our user at the top. That's the username that we will add data access sets to, the General Accountant and General Accountant Manager. So now how do we do that? Well, we need to go to the setup and maintenance, and then from there in the tasks menu, click on search, and then we want to go to manage data access for users. So manage data access, search on that, and it's the bottom one, manage data access for users. And I could just click on a plus now and just do that, but just to prove a point here, what you can do is search for any particular data access that your user may have. So go to the radial for users with data access, and then within the username, search for your user. So that's why I took a copy of the email there. So that's the same as the username. So that's the user I want to search for, and then click search. And then on the bottom, I'll be returned all the data access, and there is no return here. So by definition, this user has no data access for any of the roles that we saw, and there were many here, not just general accounting. We can see that there were none for assets, for payables or receivables. So for the sake of general ledger, and the argument for this video is let's add the data access for general ledger access. So again, our user, we can paste and tab across, and the role that we want is GEN for general accountant, and it's the data access set I want. So it's the access to what we call the primary ledger or secondary ledger or ledger set, and it's the GB primary ledger that we want access to. And then if I click on the drop down here, and if we go to duplicate, what I'm interested now is in a second row for this. So a second general accountant responsibility. So it's general accounting manager. I want to add also data access set for that. And again, I'll do it for the GB primary ledger, and I'll do save and close. So what have we done? We've now added the data access to our user. So now if I click done and come back to the main menu, and then from the main menu, what I want to do is navigate towards the general accounting. And if I wanted to now be able to click into journals, I will click there. And now I have access. I'm not being told you don't have any data access issues. And if I wanted to, I could then go in and create a journal if I wanted to. And at the top left here, you can see my data access set is for the IMPGB primary ledger. So now I'm free to go. I can create transactions if I wanted to, because I've got the right data access on top of my role as well. So that's the point of this video. Thank you.